Hey all, Q.A Tobi here. Today I'll be answering the question, how do you pursue a business idea the day you have it? Our first answer is from Tim Berry. Thanks for asking me. I'm taking the liberty of copying this from How to Make Money on Your Brilliant Business Idea, Planning, Startups, Stories, my post on my blog, because it answers this question directly. So you have a brilliant business idea that will be very successful. My congratulations to you. Now read, all ideas are brilliant and nobody is going to pay you for your ideas. Are you still sure? Alright then, let's continue. And, this is important, do not even think about getting investors yet. Do a lean business plan. 1. Gather a team. Can you execute on the brilliant business idea yourself? That does happen. I'm aware of several ventures built by one very smart hard-working person, on her or his own. They used their own money and paid the providers they needed to get going. If you can do that yourself, without help, then I applaud you. Go for it. Forget investors, just do it. You don't need them. For the rest of us, your next step is to gather a team of people who have the skills and experience you need to get going. Look for people different from you who can do what you can't, and who know what you don't. If you don't know anybody, or don't know the right people, that's a damn shame, but it's your problem to solve. If you can't solve it, then keep your day job. Other people have solved that problem millions of times. If you can afford to pay them. If you can find suitable people, then you have to convince them to join you. If you can afford to pay for their services with your own money, then maybe you don't have to convince them of the idea. Just pay them. This puts you in the category of the smart person on your own. Just do it. You're special, the sole entrepreneur with a great idea and the means to execute. Skip to the next section. However, if you can't afford to pay people, then you need to convince them to join you as co-founders and work on this idea for free. Don't feel bad about that, that's what most successful entrepreneurs had to do. And if you can't convince the right people to join you, then get a clue. Your idea was one of the many ideas that seem brilliant, but won't work. Keep your day job. Revise your plan. Focus on a subset you can do yourself. Or give up. Get your people together and revise that early plan. Bring it up to date with what you've learned while gathering the team and what your team members were able to contribute to the plan. Remember that plans are made to be reviewed and revised and kept live and up to date. 2. Execute. Get traction. Prove it. You have a team and you have a plan. Execute on it. Follow your plan. Go as far as your team can take you towards early website, product prototype, discussions with potential buyers or distributors, so-called minimum viable product. Maybe you go on Kickstarter or one of the other sites for pre-launch selling. Get traction. Prove to yourself and future investors that your idea will work. You'll have to know what that means in your specific case. It's different for every business. 3. Seek investment if and only if. Don't go for investment unless you really need it. Never bring in investors unless you need them to address a huge opportunity that makes sharing your business ownership with outside investors good for you and them. Read the startup sweet spot. Furthermore, don't go for investment if you're not going to get it. Only a few businesses are good investments. Read this self-assessment. Will you get angel investment? 10 things angel investors ask about your plan. And be aware that the advice in those 2 posts applies to the US market only. The realities of angel investment are vastly different in other markets. A tour. Our next answer is from Brett Fox. You need to get moving. the longer you wait, the greater the chance you will never pursue the idea. Here are some things you can do the day you come up with your great idea. You can A. Register your website domain name. Do a Google search and see if anyone already has your name. You're in the clear if they don't. Then go to GoDaddy and register the domain. The elapsed time is probably less than 1 hour. Then B. Do a simple competitive analysis. Who else is out there with a similar idea? There's bound to be someone. Just remember that it's good news, not bad news, if you find some competition. The elapsed time is probably another 1 hour. Then C. You can build a simple financial model of your business. You can go to LivePlan and use their tool, or you can use the spreadsheet I've developed. Read, how do you know it's time to hire your first employee? Brett J. Fox. The elapsed time is probably 2 hours. Then D. You can make a list of your potential co-founders. Think of everyone that you want to work with in this company. If this is a technology company, then you usually start by building out the technical team. The elapsed time is probably 1 hour. So, in maybe 5 hours from when you came up with the idea, you can make a ton of progress getting your company off the ground. The key is to just get going. Our next answer is from Calvin Louis. Start promoting. Ask around your friends, family, neighbors, even strangers what do they think about your idea. If 90% think it's bad, chances are it is. Develop a proof of concept. I'm sure you have heard of the phrase, ideas are cheap. Execution is key. So before you start investing time, effort, and resources, note that I'm not saying money. Find out if it's something desirable by others. If nobody wishes to buy what you can offer, either tweak it or move on to the next idea. Stop holding on to something if it doesn't work. Start recruiting and building your team. Once you have sales, start finding like-minded individuals who believe in what you are doing and its potential. Remember the golden rule: hire slow, fire fast. You don't want toxic people staying within your culture. Focus on your customers. Only care about the feedback from those who pay you with their time, effort, or money. The rest doesn't matter to a large extent. This is because, unless they've invested in your product/service, chances are their feedback isn't that accurate. I hope this helps. Let me know if you need more information. Cheers. Our next answer is from Ryan Vanderbarry. Find some way to move forward. It doesn't matter what that is, just make sure it's actionable. Point: I would suggest getting feedback. And in order to make it actionable, I would set it up like this. In the next 7 days I'm going to set up 5 meetings with acquaintances in similar/related fields that my idea pertains. Set up 5 meetings with acquaintances in unrelated fields that my idea pertains. I'll articulate my idea as concisely as possible and ask where they would guess it might go wrong and why they would/would not sign up or invest. This might be uncomfortable, but do it. If you can't elicit feedback, you won't be willing to stand behind your offering for very long. Also, make sure these are not friends and family. Unfortunately, you cannot hope to get an unbiased answer simply due to them having a personal connection to you. Good luck. Our next answer is from James Allen. Well, I recommend approaching your business idea as an experiment. You have assumptions that the market will respond this way or that way towards a particular product or service. Now it's time to test this assumption. Now the rule for testing is this: it must be kept small. That means no hard let's go all the way approach, not yet at least. What you need right now is information. Therefore you have to set up small business experiments that will allow you to probe the market space for knowledge. So if your goal is to start today, begin by taking a piece of paper and sticking it up on a wall. Then write ideas of small tests you can conduct that will allow you to cheaply serve a small market. It can be just a few people, and see if they buy your product. Ideas will hit you randomly. Do not force it. As you go along and conduct more and more tests, you will come closer to the truth. These tests will teach you much about the customers, much about your industry, much about what marketing tactics work and don't work for you. Lastly, it will give you hard data that you can show investors when you found something that works and are ready to scale. Our next answer is from Karen Cohen. Begin with research. Discover in real terms if it's actually viable. If appropriate, get a good patent attorney or an attorney who can help you protect your idea. At the very least, as you speak about it, you'll need signed non-disclosure agreements. Once you know your idea can be profitable, develop your detailed business plan. Get several mentors who are experienced in all the facets of the business to help. That's your advisory board. Learn from them. Our next answer is from Arsalan Sajid. The day you get your startup idea is not the day you do much about it. Dedicate that day to brainstorming and thinking more about it. Ask questions from yourself. Is it worth going for? Does my startup idea solve a real world problem? What's novel about my idea? Who will be my customers? Where will my startup be located? Who do I need with me to help me? Do I have enough resources to go for this idea? Be optimistic about pursuing your idea, but don't be stupid to just jump into it. Our next answer is from Brian McDermott. Immediately upon conception, conduct research to identify if the idea is already manifested in product service form and sold by a company. If so, then research each and every party and ID exactly how they're doing what you have in mind to do. You then use all of this knowledge to either trash or tweak your idea to make it different. Then, start the research to ID if there are registered trademarks/service marks for your product's name and or the logo/brand image you have in mind. Same goes for your company name idea. That will take at least 2 to 5 days for all that research, even if dedicate 10 hours a day to it. The trademark search alone will take at least a whole day or more. Unless you hire an attorney to do it. If so, that process will take a day likely as well. All that has to be done prior to any work on the idea itself or its marketing. If you have an idea that infringes upon a registered trademarked idea, such as using the same name for the item, or similar logo, the same colors, etc., you could find yourself in a world of costly legal trouble. So research it first, which is how you spend that first day or more. Our next answer is from Richard Grace. Start doing some deep thinking about it. Read ideas from the Calf Path poem. Our next answer is from Daniel NG. Write it down so you don't forget it. Thanks for watching my video. Check out my other videos for more questions and answers. Also please like, share, and subscribe for more of my content.